Guys, let's move on to the Donald Sterling issue. There's a 2 p.m. news conference today in New York where new Commissioner Adam Silver will discuss the investigation and potentially dole out some punishment or a fine or a suspension of some sort for Donald Sterling. The question here is whether or not you guys think, I'm going to make it a true false, by next year's NBA All-Star break, which would be February of 2015 roughly, will Donald Sterling still be the principal owner of the LA Clippers, LeVar?
Yes, true.
True.
Yes.
The pressure will not be so high. He'll still be there. Give me some reasoning behind your thought.
I mean, there have been, if you look at the most recent racial outbursts that have taken place, I don't know which one is worse. I'll beat all them N-words up, or why you have to have these guys? He never even used a racial slur, to be honest.
Correct.
So obviously it was bigoted. It was ignorance that was in the words that he was saying. But you're talking about someone who was recorded on a video using racial slurs and was sent away for a few days. And then ends up getting rewarded with a new contract. I just think that we live in a society that sensationalizes anything that kind of breaks the social norms that have been created. And once the next big story comes out, people move on. And all it takes is a couple dollars out of his budget for a team to do damage control on what it is that he said and what he did, put a couple dollars into a charity, and somebody says, oh, he's learned his lesson, and you move on from it. That's just generally what our society does.
Brandon, CarMax, Mercedes-Benz, Virgin America Airlines, Sprint, Kia Motors, Red Bull, all among sponsors that are apparently pulling their sponsorships and support from the Clippers. Obviously, we're at a sort of a high point on the uproar nationally about what happened. It's indefensible if that is his voice from the recording. Do you agree with LeVar that he'll remain as principal owner into next year?
I wouldn't say it as definitively as LeVar, but I think it's going to be harder than people think. Like, I think people are just assuming he's going to lay down and die. Like, if you listen to the tape, he generally doesn't think there's anything wrong with his thinking, that he said anything wrong. He doesn't think that he's a racist. So just because there's outrage about it doesn't mean he's just going to maybe not even fight back, sue the league or whatever. It's going to take, he's got a lot of money, but if he starts affecting the NBA as a business where the other owners are like, okay, we can't have him anymore, that's when you're going to start to see a major push.
And it will still be hard. It will still be difficult to remove him, even if that is the case.
Because it would take an extreme, like players not playing and just
we
so
all
many
know
things.
That's not
But
going
players
to
not
happen.
playing, good players not playing is not going to affect other owners because they want the Clippers to be filled with bad players. That's why they put up with Sterling for so many years, because he was putting a terrible product out on the floor. So there was one win for them whenever they went out there. I think you guys are right. To me, the wild card in all this, though, is that Adam Silver has a chance here to assert himself and to show that I don't think he wants to look weak here, and I don't think he wants to look like he's going to roll over. So I think that there's a good chance this winds up being extremely messy and being in court. And Sterling kind of loves to mix it up. He's a former lawyer, I think. I think he would love to mix it up and spill dirty laundry all over a courtroom. But I think
he has the support of the other owners, and that's the key.
Does he have the support of the other owners? That's got to be eroding. That's eroding support at this point.
Well, I think that 16, as it applies to this in particular, this situation, I think
Silver has the support.
Silver
has the support.
I see what you mean.
Yes.
Okay,
I don't think with his first major decision, with everyone paying attention, I don't think that he can afford to back down on this one. So I think it's got to go somewhere.
But it's like, how much can he do? Like, you suspend him. He's not playing. What does that do?
They're going to suspend him indefinitely.
That's the most he can do right now.
Right. So,
but that's unprecedented. It never happened to an NBA.
If you can pull off suspending him indefinitely, and some way somehow that impacts and affects the way that organization is ran in his eyes, there's a possibility you may have that conversation, because he can sell that franchise for a lot more. I think he bought it for like 13 million, 18 million, and so it's worth
million plus,
right.
It's
It's worth so much more now.
Right.
So I just think it's if you bought something
still
for
gonna profit
$13
big
million,
time.
$18 million, and it's worth 300 million plus now, you're not going to just run somebody off from that. You're not running somebody off away from
I'd
that.
still be surprised if the owners didn't, behind closed doors, encourage him to think about selling in some form.
Well,
But
sure
even
they're
if
going to
you
do that,
did
but what's
that-
that going to do?
But yeah, I think it's gonna.
I'm
I
sure
think they're
they've
gonna
done that
convince
with
him.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah, I mean, like,
We want you to sell.
if I encourage you behind closed doors to quit your job, are you going to quit? Like, I mean, that.
Depends on how convincing you are.
Well, what?
It's probably gonna be more pressure than encouraging at this
All
point.
right.